Welcome back, spring and summer, beckoning many boaters to our rivers, oceans, and bays. ABC News 4 has teamed up with the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary for Operation Safe Water. It's an initiative to keep everyone safe on the water, and we're inviting you to an event coming up on Saturday. Ron Foreman and Petty Officer Jason Miller of the U.S. Coast Guard are here with more. Good to see you, gentlemen.
Good to see you, Dave.
Good to be here. Thanks.
Now, let's first talk about the event that's coming up this Saturday. And you're going to be out there at Waterfront Park, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I might let Ron talk a little more about
Sure.
that one.
We're going to start at 10 o'clock. It's from 10 to 2, Waterfront Park, Mount Pleasant. There's going to be an array of different types of facilities. There'll be a helo there, boats, food. The first 100 people that show up with a life jacket and wearing a life jacket, they get a River Dog ticket.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, we're out to get that. The idea is to get everybody to start wearing life jackets and show them safety equipment that they need.
Now, I was taught ever since I was a kid that when you're on a boat, you wear a life jacket. Is that not what they're teaching anymore? I mean...
No, they still teach it, but remember, as we get older, we think that we're invincible anyway. So adults, they're out there fishing or they're out there just enjoying and they don't wear them, but they want the kids to wear them.
Definitely.
Well, this type of a life jacket, which is real lightweight, adults can wear, and it is just almost like a Type 1 where it actually will keep your head above water so you don't drown.
Wow.
So like if a fisherman falls off of a boat, this inflates, that'll save his
And
life.
that's a very big point is the fishermen, they go out, especially the guys going out offshore and maybe with the smaller boats, and they don't think about it. Maybe they even put one on while they're running out there, but then take it off once they start fishing. If boats anchor and they fall in the water, they're going to drift away from it.
Well, in this time of the year, I think of a lot of thunderstorms popping up, and those can come out over the water very quickly and create waves that can knock those boats over pretty quickly.
Absolutely right. Yeah, and that's where wearing that life jacket. Something like this, they also make ones that basically are just a belt, and it just fits right around your belt. You barely know it's there, and they can definitely keep you out of harm's way and keep you safe till we can get out there and help you out.
Now, Jason, nowadays everybody has a cell phone, but you were telling me that it's more important to have some of these other devices that you brought along with you.
Absolutely right. I mean, we're never going to discourage someone from calling for help on a cell phone if that's all they have. But, if you have a good marine radio like one of these, this particular radio has a DSC function, which is digital selective calling. And what that does, you can actually tie this radio into a GPS, and you can activate the emergency button on there, and it transmits an exact position to the Coast Guard. So if you're in trouble, we know exactly where you're at.
Wow.
With a cell phone, not only do you deal with more limited range and battery life, but although we can get a position from those, it's much harder to do once you're offshore in a boat. With something like this, not only with the DSC can we get an exact latitude, longitude, but simply by making a radio broadcast, the radio systems that we have now on land can actually triangulate that signal. We can pick it up from different towers and get a better position of where you're at,
So
and
you
make
can
it
get
far more likely
a
for
helicopter
us to
out there, a boat, whatever needs to be there right away.
Absolutely right.
Now, what I learned a couple years ago is these are one of the most important things, especially if you're headed offshore. What is
Absolutely.
this?
That's it's an EPIRB, which is an emergency position indicating radio beacon. Kind of a mouthful. This particular one is a personal locator beacon. It's designed to be worn on an individual by one person. And what this does, if you're offshore, you get in trouble, you pull this little tab, press the button underneath that, sends a signal to a satellite.
Okay.
And it's going to work pretty much anywhere in the world. It's going to send that signal up, and that signal is then going to come back to the Coast Guard. And when you purchase one of these, you go online and you register it with your name and a phone number, address, all that kind of stuff. That way, if it goes off, the first thing we do is call the phone number, make sure it's not a false alarm,
Right.
and then we can follow that signal right to the person that's
And some of those,
trouble.
even when you hit the water, they automatically go off, don't
Absolutely right. There's different categories of them. The ones that are mounted on board boats themselves, mounted right to the hull, they automatically release from the hull, and when they get wet, they start sending the signal on
Perfect. So the
themselves.
big thing right here is safety. And Ron, once again, this weekend, come to the Mount Pleasant Waterfront Park completely free, right?
Completely free, have fun, bring a life jacket, get a ticket to the River Dogs.
And learn something along the way. So
Absolutely.
and the weather's perfect, so no reason not to come out. And you're going to have that cool helicopter out there?
Cool helicopter's going to be out there, and a 25-foot
boats.
Defender.
Awesome.
Yep.
And you can climb all over it. I love it. Well, thanks, guys. Great to see you.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate
All
it.
right. Well, now to Laura.